So divorcing homeowners often have a lot of questions when it comes to their home. And one of the questions is, what happens to the mortgage? If both of you are on the mortgage and one of you is going to be leaving, you're going to have to figure out a way for one of you to be released from that mortgage liability. So what happens with the mortgage? A couple of things that you can do. Number one is you can sell the home, and once the home is sold, then the mortgage will be paid off, and whatever equity is left in the home will be divided between you and your spouse according to whatever agreements you have. Sometimes they're 50-50, sometimes they're a little different. It depends on your situation and if there's other personal property or maybe other assets that are also going to be divided. Number two, could refinance the mortgage. So if one of you is going to be keeping the home, what you'll need to do is figure out what the home is worth, how much equity you have in the home, and what the mortgage balance is. And then the party that's going to be keeping the home is going to have to go and speak with a lender and see if they can't refinance that mortgage to get it solely in their name and remove you from any responsibility to the mortgage. So it could be, it's not always just the mortgage that needs to be assumed. It could be there's some other equity buyout positions that need to be also factored in. So let's say the home is worth $500,000 and you have a mortgage of $300,000. And that means that you've got an equity of $200,000 or $100,000 each. So if you're going to be keeping the home, you're going to have to get a new mortgage for the $300,000 plus the $100,000 of equity that you're going to have to pay your spouse, unless, like I said, that there's other assets that maybe you've traded for the equity that's in the home. The last thing that you can do is you can keep the home and keep the mortgage. With the low interest rates that we've seen in the last few years, this seems to be an option that some people are choosing because the interest rates they were so much lower than they are now. So they'll keep the home and both parties are going to stay on the mortgage until some predetermined time. It could be a couple of years maybe until they hope that interest rates are going to go down, or maybe it's to give one of the other parties maybe time to get a job and be able to finance the home on their own, or maybe they just want to be able to leave the kids in the home until some predetermined time. But there are some pros and cons of this. Yes, you're going to be able to keep that low interest rate, but number two, both of you are still going to be responsible for that mortgage. So you have to both guarantee that the mortgage payments are going to be made by whoever is deemed to be responsible for them, so that all of a sudden, you don't find out in 2 years that the mortgage payments weren't made. Now all of a sudden you have issues with your credit. So late mortgage payments are a huge deal if you ever want to get another mortgage again. So this is an option that you're going to choose, that you have a solid agreement in place as to how that mortgage payment is going to continue to be made until one or the other of you is no longer financially responsible for that mortgage payment. Figuring out what to do with the mortgage and the home and everything else, there's a lot that's going on with that. And there's a lot of professionals, including your financial analyst, maybe a lending professional, and especially an attorney that can help you with all this. And I highly recommend that you seek guidance from the people that can help you make the best choice. Sometimes what seems like a really good decision today might not be a good decision in the future. I've seen a lot of people make decisions and they think it's the best thing for them, and then a couple years down the line they find out that, oh my goodness, there's some tax liability that they hadn't factored in, or some other equity issues that they hadn't considered. So just make sure that you're reaching out and touching all these professionals. And feel free to reach out to me. I'm more than happy to introduce you to some amazing professionals that can help you answer all your questions related to your divorce. Well, as I've mentioned before, every case is different. So what happened with your neighbor or your friend or your cousin might be totally different for you. So again, as I mentioned in the past, please reach out to me. I'm more than happy to answer your questions, and if it's not something that I can help with, I'll recommend someone that can. Well, if you have any other questions about your home or about the process, or how real estate is handled in a divorce situation, please reach out to me. I'm here to answer all of your questions. Now, I do upload new videos every week, so please hit that subscribe button. And if you hit the bell icon, you will get notified as soon as they're uploaded. Oh, and one more thing. If you found this video helpful at all, could you go ahead and hit that like button? What that'll do is help other people find this video and help them get the answers to their questions as well. Thank you.